Yes.
Really gonna.
So we've got Mayor.
Okay.
We've got Jeff.
Okay.
We've got you. Oh,
Fire chief and then
because Mike won't give them to fill up the whole thing. So yeah, they're right here.
All right.
And I did talk to Ann.
Okay.
So she knows that you're gonna direct us over there.
Okay.
And she may stand here and do the thing. I don't know.
Okay.
She said, yeah, whatever you want me to do. And I said, if you were comfortable, stand over there. And she said, I'll read it and set it down. I said, that works.
Yep.
Whatever. Okay, we'll figure it out.
Yep. Sounds good.
And I have no
Can I
idea.
give you my keys so
Absolutely.
I don't have this weird bulge
Yep.
in my
I'm
pocket?
gonna put them.
Good morning, everyone. If you'd like to come over and join us, we'd love to have you over here with us. What a beautiful August morning. Love the breeze.
Up nice and close. Yes, ma'am. Up nice and close, okay?
Yeah, thank you, dear. Appreciate it. Well, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us today to commemorate the impact of the 2020 Derecho had on our city and our residents, and to celebrate coming together to support each other during yet another disaster. I'm Mayor Pro Tem Ann Poe, and it is my honor to speak on behalf of Mayor Tiffany O'Donnell, who regrets she could not attend today's event. I would like to acknowledge my fellow council members today and those who were the leaders during and since the Derecho. Mayor Tiffany O'Donnell, Tyler Olson, Marty Hager, Scott Overland, Dale Todd, Scott Olson, Ashley Van Orney, David Meyer, Patrick Loeffler, and our leader at the time, Mayor Brad Hart. I would like to also acknowledge and thank the city staff team, whose efforts in the immediate aftermath and in the years since have been nothing but inspiring and worth appreciation and recognition. In Cedar Rapids, your city government works hard for you every day. All of these individuals truly care about our residents and our community. Thank you all. Five years ago this coming Sunday on August 10th, 2020, with very little time to prepare, a derecho hit the city of Cedar Rapids, bringing wind speeds of 140 miles per hour and causing widespread devastation throughout our community. The unprecedented straight-line windstorm damaged every corner of our 75 square mile city and impacted every resident in some way. When the storm passed through Cedar Rapids and the people came out, they saw beloved trees laying across lawns and streets, homes that were devastated, and neighborhoods that were unrecognizable. In the midst of an already difficult year because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the grief was real, and it was shared across the entire community. But what followed was just as powerful. Neighbors came together, people checked in on one another, cleared streets, shared resources, and found strength in each other. Cedar Rapidians did what they know how to do, the thing we do best when times are tough. We worked together, we helped neighbors, and we began to recover. It is that spirit of resilience and perseverance that we are celebrating today. I am proud to say we are a community that comes together during difficult times. Today we will dedicate a bur oak tree in memory of that resilience, a tree that with time will grow tall and strong and provide the same gifts to future generations that we once received from the trees we lost. Thank you again for being here, for your support of the City of Cedar Rapids. And now I'd like to turn it over to our City Manager, Jeff Pomerantz.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Poe, and thank you all for being here. In particular, I want to thank again Ann and then the other council members that are here today. And again, it's past and present because this issue's occurred 5 years ago, and a lot of time passed by, but many of you were involved in those times and are still here with us as elected officials, but also those that are joining us today because you all remember and were part of that event. So thanks again. Also want to acknowledge this beautiful park, Jones Park. It has some great history with the city, and there's been a transformation, and it's really a work in progress. So it's nice that while the golf course was closed due to continual flooding, that we have this beautiful canvas, and we continue to make improvements over time at this park and add facilities, and it's just a great opportunity for the park system to continue growing and developing. As I said, it's been 5 years since the derecho. The storm left behind damage on a scale communities never experienced. It changed the makeup of our city overnight. While the storm was overwhelming and life-changing for many, it reinforced the resilience and the nature of the people, as Mayor Pro Tem Poe said. The city may know hardship, but our community, our leaders, our citizens are determined to make this community better than before, and we've done that time and time again based on the challenges that we have faced. The derecho left a clear message. It would not be a short recovery. It would take years, and it would take discipline and planning and commitment. As city manager, I view recovery not as a cleanup, but as a long-term implementation. Again, where we're working to make our community better and stronger. Our responsibility is to take action, to lead with purpose, and to build systems that guide sustainable results. I want to talk a little bit about what occurred right after and I guess slightly before the event and right after the event. But between 1 and 2 p.m. on August 10th, the Communications Center dispatch fielded 962 phone calls, breaking a previous record of just 70. The fire department responded to 535 calls from 12:30 p.m. to midnight, 14 times the average. Our police answered almost 700 calls that day, nearly double their normal volume. And our great city crews were out within hours using snow plows to clear roads for emergency access. It may seem simple when you talk about snow plows, but in August, that's not really a snowplow time. And it was our city crews. They came up with the idea of, we've got to clear these streets. We've got to do it quickly, and let's use our equipment to do it, our snowplow equipment. Sanitation workers collected 1,000 tons of garbage in the first week alone, more than 2.5 times normal, helping to avoid a health crisis. The storm knocked out power citywide, forcing residents and responders to rely on backup generators. In the weeks, the days, the months that followed, 4.2 million cubic yards of tree debris were removed, enough to fill 1,200 Olympic swimming pools. The cleanup company called this disaster the worst they'd ever seen. And this company specializes in broad-scale disasters, not just in the United States, but across the world. And they said that this was much worse than post-Katrina. More than 10,000 stumps were ground down in a year-long effort. Critical infrastructure was repaired. Drainage channels were cleared and inspected and trimmed, and safety work paved for the way for replanting. Recovery of this kind doesn't just happen. It takes a lot of people working together. Mayor Pro Tem Poe mentioned our citizens and how they came together, and other governments that came and supported us, and nonprofits that came and supported us. But trees were cleared, emergency services were restored quickly, mountains of debris were removed, infrastructure was rebuilt, and replanting began. In the weeks following the storm, it became clear that restoring the city's tree canopy would be one of the most complex and far-reaching parts of the response. Just as the crisis was underway, the city's main priority was to make sure that our citizens were safe and had roofs over their heads and the critical services that were needed. But we also, as I mentioned, recognized the impact on our tree canopy. That's very important to us in Cedar Rapids. We have a beautiful community. We have cherished and maintained and taken care of our trees. And so our community, our government, our city, without all these hundreds and thousands of trees that were destroyed and knocked down and removed by snowplows, we knew from the beginning that we had to replant. we had to redevelop. We listened to the public. And the result of that listening, the professionals that we brought in to assist us, our collaboration with Monarch Research, our collaboration with Relief Cedar Rapids, a plan was formally adopted by the City of Cedar Rapids City Council in 2022. It outlines how and where we replant, how we manage diversity, how we prioritize equity, and how we integrate trees into the modern infrastructure of our city. It's a big job. We wanted to do it right. We wanted to make sure that we kept trees in mind as they'd been in the past, as our community was redeveloping. Since that time, the city alone has planted more than 16,000 trees on public land. We've received strong volunteer support, private sector engagement, residents, nonprofits, businesses have planted thousands more. The Relief Plan is now embedded in how we operate. We've coordinated across departments to ensure work aligns with utility planning, capital improvements, future growth. Carol Teeter, our Relief Manager, will join us in a second to talk about some of that work. But Carol has done a phenomenal job as our Relief Manager. It's not been easy. It's not easy when we're replanting and then you're in a very tough environment as far as heat and some of the trees die. But we're absolutely committed to making sure that we have a diverse and healthy tree canopy. And that continues to be a goal that we all have. The City Council, as short and as cautious as we are with our city spending, we knew that it would take dollars because Carol can't do it all alone. She needs the financial support in order to buy the trees and to plant those trees and to water those trees and to maintain those trees. And so the leadership of our mayors and city council members that were involved and are involved made all the difference in the world. The city committed over $1 million a year for trees for the next 10 years. And that's how we're making progress, is in buying and planting trees. And if we do lose a few along the way due to weather conditions, we also have guarantees on those trees. So the contractors and the suppliers will be accountable and responsible for the replanting of those trees. A lot of positive things happened from the devastation of the Derecho. Our community came together, our government, our council members, our nonprofits, all supported the community in difficult times. Someone asked me, what was that like? Well, first of all, we were in COVID times, and that made things even more difficult and more challenging. But we came together and we worked together. When I think about the positives, that's the way the community came together. We all supported each other, and we needed each other, and we proved that we could do it. There was the PAC program was put together, the Neighborhood Prepare, Act, Communicate, and Train program, to ensure every resident has a plan for opportunities and natural disasters. Cedar Rapids has a long history of meeting challenges, as we've said. We don't wait around, we do not pause, and we do not lower our expectations when things get hard. And again, I think about how we came together, but how we're rebuilding and replanting. And 10,000 stumps is a lot of stumps, but we're committed to that. Our employees work really hard to take care of those stumps. But the replanting is something that is unprecedented. You don't see this in other communities, and I'm very proud of it because we knew we had impact. It would have been easy to leave that stump there, leave those 10,000 stumps there, and just say, we can't really afford to do anything different. We can afford it because it's critical to our future, and I'm just so proud of what we have done as a community. Again, our collaboration with Trees Forever, the tremendous work of Monarch Research, another partner of ours that focuses to a large degree on private development and having individuals plant trees on their private properties. All of this is so important, and it was a tough time, but we made it through, and as we always have our philosophy, we're coming back better and stronger. So with that, I'd say when the incident occurred 5 years ago, the first person I called was Greg Smith. Greg Smith is our fire chief. I think I called the mayor too, but I called Greg Smith first because he's the incident commander, and we have a lot of planning we put in, and at the top of that hierarchy is our fire chief and our incident commander. And we took a few moments to talk about what had occurred. I remember Chief German also picking me up shortly after that, our prior police chief, and we took a tour. But it wasn't easy taking a tour because you couldn't get down a street until those snowplows came through. And so we saw the damage quickly, but we also responded quickly. And we couldn't have done it without our very capable staff in many different departments, but appreciate the efforts of Chief Smith in particular leading us through the effort. With that, I'll call on Chief Smith. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff. Good morning, everybody. So 5 years ago, we saw the storm coming, and we prepared city facilities for what appeared to be a severe, but probably not atypical Midwest thunderstorm. However, as you all know, the violence and damage the derecho caused were what we would call unprecedented for what we had ever experienced before in this area. While the storm was initially devastating, it wasn't a match for this city's resiliency, preparedness, and spirit. Jeff highlighted a few of and Mayor Pro Tem Poe highlighted a few items that the city and the citizens did before. But in the minutes after the storm passed through the area, the other thing we heard was chainsaws running. And that's just a testament to the spirit of Cedar Rapidians, is neighbors helping neighbors clear debris in their yards, get their vehicles out, and start the recovery process. In addition, the city got to work on helping residents and businesses recover and thrive again. As Jeff mentioned, I was the incident commander for this response, and it was my honor to have led the city's incident management team's immediate response to the derecho, and to have been a part of the astonishing regeneration we've seen in such a short time span. You will soon learn more about the importance of reestablishing the city's tree canopy, its infrastructure, but at first I'd like to highlight some of the ways that we continue to prepare for, not for what happened, but for what's next. The incident management team brings together city departments under one process that allows us to prioritize the needs against available resources and helps us determine when and whom to call for help. Since the derecho, the incident management team has honed our skills with drills and exercises, expanded our relationships with regional and state partners, and at the local level, we have promoted a resiliency program designed to help home and business owners prepare for the unexpected. Prepare, Act, Communicate, Train, PACT. It's our digital and physical outreach effort that offers ideas, training, and plans for the common citizen to prepare for the first 24 to 72 hours after a disaster. This is a critical time for community resilience and gives us time as a city to start providing longer-term support to those in need. Feel free to please visit our PACT tent for more information that might be useful for you and your family in times of emergency. We've also forged partnerships with 9 strategic locations to serve as neighborhood resource centers. These centers serve as hubs of information, supplies, and sources of help when needed. This proved very helpful to us in 2020 when so many forms of communication were hindered and person-to-person conversation became crucial for city messaging needs. In the 5 years since the derecho, we've implemented innovative solutions to our needs and found a way to bring them to our residents. We are strong, ready for what's next, and seeking continuous improvement in all facets of preparation and response. Thank you. And now it's my honor to introduce Relief Coordinator Carol Teeter.
I plant trees every day, and I talk in front of a microphone, so I have to find my remarks here. Just give me a second. So when the derecho struck 5 years ago, I was one of thousands of residents working at home at the time for another employer, and I stayed at home through the event and afterwards and watched the trees fall. I understood that what we lost was not just a natural resource. We lost what shaped our daily lives. I'm still emotional 5 years later. Shade on our sidewalks, the quiet of tree-lined streets, the familiar outline of our neighborhood park. The impact was immediate and deeply felt. Cedar Rapids lost the majority of its tree canopy that day. Estimates are about 2/3 or 670,000 trees. In some areas, it was a complete loss. With that, we lost the environmental benefits that those trees quietly provided. Cooler air, cleaner water, more stable soil, healthier habitat, and a sense of beauty and belonging that trees create without us ever needing to ask. When I joined the city to manage the relief program, I did so with a clear understanding of how much was at stake. The Relief Cedar Rapids plan gives us the tools and structure to restore what was lost. It is built on public input, rooted in science, and designed to ensure that every neighborhood has access to the benefits a healthy urban forest can provide. Relief is not just about planting, it's about planting with purpose. It's about choosing the right species, planting in the right place, and ensuring long-term care. It's about understanding the connection between trees and equity, health, stormwater, safety, and neighborhood identity. Since the plan was adopted, we've planted thousands of trees, as City Manager Pomerantz said. We've engaged with residents who have never planted a tree before. We've seen people step up to water, mulch, and learn about the urban forest around them. And I want to call out to, we have a resident here for this event who stepped up to support our tree in this wind today before we get it planted. So that's a great example of the volunteers that have made this all possible. We've worked with volunteers, schools, businesses, and city crews, and we've watched trees begin to return to places that felt empty just a few years ago. We still have a long way to go, but we are not starting from scratch. We are building on strong foundations, and we are learning as we go. Our partners, including Trees Forever, who has representatives here today, Trees Forever was there from day one, helping us identify what needed to get done to restore our urban forest. They continue to play an important role in education, outreach, and support. Their contributions help connect people to the work in ways that are personal and lasting. What we dedicate today is not just a tree, it is a step in the right direction. And like every other tree planted under this plan, it represents more than the sum of its branches. It represents progress, patience, and shared belief that Cedar Rapids is worth investing in. Leaf by leaf, block by block, season after season. It is fitting that we should end today's formal remarks with the tree planting, symbolizing our recovery, resiliency, our progress, and our vibrant future. And before we plant that tree, we invite all of you here today to join us for a photo in front of the tree. So thank you. We can move over here for the photo.
As we mark 5 years since the derecho, we plant this bur oak not only as a remembrance of what we have lost, but as a symbol of what we have built together. May it stand as a sign of our resilience, our shared commitment to community, and our hope for the future. With every season, may it grow stronger, just like our Cedar Rapids. Thank you. Come join us.
Everybody who wants to be in the picture, gather right there with Chief Smith and Mayor Pro Tem. They stand right over here. If you hide behind the tree, we won't be able to see you. Come on over to this side, kind of get. Everybody smiling? Stacy's taking the picture now. Here we go. Start snapping. 10 seconds. All right, and now Chief Smith will sing our tree song for us.
So we are now going to have our speakers grab a shovel and we'll do some dirt on the tree.
Yep.
Well, you might just want to explain why.
So for those of you here who are still planting trees, please take note that this is the proper depth of the tree. The root flare, you want to be above the soil, just like you see in these mature trees.
Chief, you go to the far side over there. I'm going where? Get a shovel full of dirt.
Oh, I see.
Right over here. Okay. You're my anchor right over here, Chief. Right here. Yep. Keep coming.
Little
Keep
bit
coming.
this way.
Right there. Okay. Good. Now everybody smile in this direction. There we go.
Yeah, if you can each get a shovel of dirt and kind of.
I'll come around. Oh, no, that'll be your way.
There you go. That's all right. Chief, you got to come out a little bit away from that tree. You're hidden. I know. All right. All right. Cameras rolling. Yep. Hang on. Go ahead. All right. All right.
No.
Now we're going.
Lay it gently.
Now you got to finish it.
Could we do it one more time? Can we just add one more?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. All right, everybody's got a shovel full? Ceremonial shovel, 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you everyone for coming. With the media, if you have interviews you'd like to do, please let us know.
And if you're a member of the community and want to help us plant the tree, feel free to grab a shovel and throw in some dirt.